Hi guys, sorry I couldn't make it there today. I've made this little video which is essentially just running you through very briefly the resource that I've made for doing your revision for your test, which will be next lesson. So each slide has just got a bit of a different focus. So the first one is about keywords and just getting used to using the words, surds, irrational numbers, logarithms, rational numbers, real numbers, and using them in a sentence. So this is the first slide. So it's kind of self-explanatory. You'll notice that I've removed some because we didn't deal with those. So questions 4 and 5 aren't there, and I've blanked out the answers for them. Okay, so the next section is just around your fluency. So this is really the stuff obviously you need to know. So you need to be fairly comfortable, I suppose, with being able to manipulate these, change them, evaluate them, using a calculator to start with, and working through. So we've got some to start with, which is all about surds. Then we've got a few more on surds. These ones are expanding and simplifying each of the following now. We haven't done the work on algebra yet, where we're looking at expansion and factorizing and things like that. So probably question 5, unless you feel confident with it, probably just leave for now, because we'll come back to that in our next topic. These ones though you should be able to simplify. Again, question 7. This is one of the areas that we haven't really spent any time on. This is about rationalizing denominators and things like that. So question 7, I wouldn't recommend giving a crack unless you're really keen. So question 8 gets on to simplifying index or indices using the index laws. So we should feel pretty confident with them. These are hard ones, okay? So if you feel like these are too difficult, go back to the work that we did in class, look through some of the simpler ones. These are really just, extension, and there's some pretty nasty things in there. So hopefully you'll enjoy them. So that's index laws. The next one, again, there's some more index laws. This one's got negative indices. Negative indices is just trying to play around with some pretty complex things. And numbers, letter C, disgusting. So hopefully you enjoy it. 10 gets onto fractional indices. So we've now got an index in a fraction form, less than 1. So just remember the same rules apply, but we now have fractions. So and again, these are tricky ones. I've given you these because a lot of you would have finished the previous work, and this is kind of pushing you to make sure you really feel confident with it. If you didn't feel comfortable or you didn't finish the previous work, go back to that first. The next one is about looking at expressing surds and the relationship with that with an index form. So the square root of k to the power of 5. We looked at writing it as the 5th root of k, so that you put the little 5 on top of the square root sign, like the 4 is there. So same idea. So we work through there. We're trying to look at simplification. This one here again is around the algebra and expansion, which we haven't really done. So I would suggest, unless you have some spare time, skip question 12. Number 13 is where we hit the logs. Okay, so this is our most recent topic. So this is just simply rewriting it as an equivalent logarithmic statement. And these ones are going the other way. So we've got the logarithmic statement, and we're just going back to the equivalent index form. And then number 15 is where we, crack into our index laws. Okay, so we're looking at the addition log rule here. Sorry, I said index laws. I mean logarithmic laws. Second one is we're looking at the subtraction laws. And then we crack into some understanding ones. So when we hit the understanding ones, we're obviously looking for some application. And this is where often you'll get stuck. So take your time, draw a diagram, go back to the stuff you know, research it, get onto the Google, whatever you need to do. And then the next ones are some reasoning questions, which are a little bit more open-ended to a certain degree, but really just trying to see how you can reason through some things. So we've got questions like, find the exact length of a side with an area of 50 centimeters squared. So you just have to think about, well, what does it involve? What does a square involve? How do I calculate the area? How do I work back from that to work out what the sides would be? So yeah, some deep understanding.